MAGA faithful. Your time's up, hypocrites, liars. Pack your bags. Straight to hell. No return. Let's annihilate. MAGA to the flames.
Send them straight to hell. Hypocrites crying while your dear leader casts a spell. Racist, misogynist edition on the 6th. Epstein territory warmonger, make them twitch.
What about my eggs? What about my gas? Groceries high as hell. You blame Biden, blame Kamala. Now Trump's ringing the bell. Tariffs on Liberation Day. I ran war sky high prices. Your lies exposed, no disguises. Zeus sends you to the vices to hell.
MAGA straight to hell.
Bullet annihilate. Ring the funeral bell.
MAGA straight to hell.
Ring the funeral bell.
You claim the high road, but walk with the worst. Racism in your veins, misogyny rehearsed. January 6th edition, storming like a mob. Further right, Epstein files, birds of the same flock. Warmonger dreams, bombs dropping on Iran. Gas prices skyrocket, feel the pain in every skin. You scream by Biden's eggs, Kamala's grocery cart. Now under your king, inflation tearing worlds apart. Honest, Zeus here, humble but precise. You flip the script daily, living in denial and vice. Most handsome truth teller, exposing every lie. MAGA man slipping, watch your empire die.
MAGA to the flames.
Send them straight to hell. Send them straight to hell.
MAGA to the flames.
Send them straight to hell. Send them straight to hell.
Yeah, Liberation Day tariffs, you called it victory grand. Now shelves empty, costs rising across the land. Complaints you heard at the left, now triple under Trump. Gas through the roof from the war that you trumped. Hypocrites unified in selective memory, ignore the facts. Bow to your leaders, felony from border rants to endless grieving shows. Zeus annihilates, expose, decompose.
Answer mine is humble, the triple threat complete. You MAGA pawns, scatter, defeated in defeat. No redemption, off your path leads below. Straight to hell's gates where the real fires flow.
Every accusation you leveled at the other side bounces back harder. Can't run, can't hide. Racism, misogyny, sedition, endless war. Your dear leader delivers worse than before. Zeus speaks truth, no filter, no fear. Social media's beacon crystal clear. Pack your hypocrisy, your lies, your disdain. The descent begins eternal flame.
MAGA to
the flames.
Send them straight to hell.
Zeus wins, Triple H reigns.
Honest, humble, handsome, forever unchanged. MAGA straight to hell. MAGA straight to hell.
To hell.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot of cooking and booking to do today. I already see the demons out there percolating to the top, but it won't help them. All right, let's get it going. Monty, thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
It's deja vu when I'm running up the rest. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
First class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash.
I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it. Look at my grass.
Cars in the garage with tanks full of
See you out
gas.
there.
Play the game so raw.
I won't finish last. They know it too.
In my living room,
Screaming how we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen.
when you with your famous.
That algorithm turned me to a maniac. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
Going viral 'cause my zodiac.
I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Let's go.
Benjamin Franklin is my bestie. And if they use my ex, that mean they left me. They
Hey.
don't get replies if they text me. I say it with my chest 'cause I mean it.
Uh-oh.
Got a lot of confidence.
Uh-oh, here goes my favorite part. You can already hear him crying it right now. Here goes.
I'ma take off in a spaceship.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's live.
That's a lie.
That shit was rap.
Oh, it was.
It was horrible.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
It's like deja vu.
Have you seen this MOU
Deja vu.
that we just signed? Have you seen that? These people don't got it. They make it up as they go. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are back in the Thunderdome. I am your host. I'm your pilot. You know we must pick up where we left off yesterday. doing the real work that it takes to save the United States of America from the evil clutches of Donald J. Trump and his legion of MAGA demons, who we all know, they don't like winning. They love surrendering, right? And they want the United States of America and the rest of us to go along with them, but we're not going along with them. All right. And who better to lead that charge than myself? And you say, well, who are you to lead that charge? It's a good question. I go by the name Zeus, or some like to say Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. First H is because I'm honest, most honest person on social media. The second H is because I'm humble. I'm the most humble person on social media. And the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am and will always remain, you've guessed it, the most handsome. Something is up with your sound. I don't know. Can you all hear me? I'm double checking. You all can hear me this morning. Double checking. 1, 2, 1, 2. Can you all hear me this morning? I'm just double checking. Can you all hear me? Yes, we can. All right. Maybe you got to update the app. Please don't say that to me. All right. Like I was saying just a second ago, many of you know exactly what we do on this side of TikTok. We hold a mirror up to Donald Trump and his supporters. We expose their lies. We expose... Oh, there was an echo in the beginning. Okay. And we expose their lies. We expose their hypocrisy, and we make them cry. All right. And then after that, we go on about our day. And all of this is perfectly crafted to help basically destroy the MAGA movement. Right. And how many of you would love to see the MAGA movement destroyed? I just want to get a quick check, a quick temperature check. How many of you would love to see the MAGA movement totally eradicated from the face of the earth? All right. W to all of you who said yes. And so with that being said, I've seen a few demons in the chat already celebrating. I don't know what you're celebrating, but I must say this. If you are easily triggered, you feel like it's your duty to defend your daddy, Donald Trump, all the time. When you see racism, you feel like you need to come up here and take the side of the Triple K and accuse black people and stuff like that of being the bad ones. Then I'm going to give you a heads up. You might want to leave this show. We don't shy away from any of these controversial topics on this side of TikTok. No, whatever you believe is a problem, I promise you, by the time you get done talking to me, or maybe even some of the other panelists out there, you're going to go reevaluate yourself. You're going to say, I'll never do that again. You'll never come crying to Big Zeus about how you're a victim. Because one thing many people don't like about me is I firmly, and I stand on this, I will not allow conservative white men to be victims around me. Absolutely not. Because you can't tell the truth. You cannot tell the truth to save your life. You always want to cry about the Democrats. You always want to cry about Obama. You always want to cry about what women did to you, you know, because some of you are single incels. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't allow you to be victims around Big Zeus. So if you can't handle anything like that, do me a favor and leave this live right now, because I promise you, I will make you uncomfortable. But get this, you don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay, too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Okay, with that, ladies and gentlemen, the doors to the Thunderdome, they have officially closed. And I take absolutely no responsibility. All right. Blue Devil, I invited you up. And I can do a number on Blue Devil. I think I'm going to do a number on Blue Devil real quick. I always got to go back in time and remind. It's funny, you gave yourself the name Blue Devil, but you're not a Democrat, but you are a devil. Confused. So Blue Devil, I want to ask you something. Do you remember when your daddy said this?
You're going to be so proud of your country if I get in. You're going to be so proud of your president, and I don't care about
Remember
that.
this?
But you are going to be so proud of your country, because we're going to turn it around and we're going to start winning again. We're going to win so much. We're going to win at every level. We're going to win economically. We're going to win with the economy. We're going to win with military. We're going to win with healthcare and for our veterans. We're going to win with every single facet. We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, Please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more. We're going to win so much.
Blue Devil, Mike, DJ, Snuggy, Wuggy, Puggy, Huggy, whoever you are out there. I could literally, that could be the whole show today. Because it was all a lie. It was all a lie. W, Rick.
If we want America to
Hold on.
thrive in the 21st century, then we must stop running from the competition. And instead, we must start totally winning and winning and winning again. Remember when I used to say, we're going to win so much? We're going to win that the people of Missouri are going to go to your governor and they're going to say, Governor, please go see the president. We can't stand winning so much. Remember, I used to say that, right? I used to say it, and that's what's happening. That's what's happening. And then the governor's going to come to that beautiful historic Oval Office. He's going to say to me, Mr. President, the people of Missouri cannot stand all this winning. They don't want to win so much. They love the old way, where they had lousy job numbers, lousy economic numbers, lousy. They loved it. Please, Mr. President, please not. And I'll say, Governor, I don't care what they say in Missouri. We're going to keep winning and winning and winning and winning. Remember?
Notice, mods, thank you for pinning every single one of those demons in my audience who continues to worship Donald Trump despite the fact that they know they're not winning. I'm inviting them up, but as you can see, they are afraid of Big Zeus. These folks are afraid. They're terrified to face judgment because what Donald Trump has made every single one of you supporters do was eat crow. Every single Trump supporter has been fully exposed. Donald Trump ruined his entire presidency. I thought he had did everything leading up to this. I thought it was ruined. Actually, it was. But yesterday in Versailles, he literally was on his knees surrendering the United States because he got his butt kicked by Iran. It's no point, Angel. I agree, because you know exactly what I would ask of you. Where's the evidence that you are winning with Donald Trump? Think about this, Angel. And this is one of the greatest mysteries, sort of like the Bermuda Triangle. You know what happens there. Maybe even UFOs. What would make somebody as intelligent as Angel, who lived through Donald Trump's first presidency and saw how he mismanaged the United States then, what would make Angel go and vote for more of that? You ever thought about that, Angel, considering how intelligent you are, right? You know, humans, we're supposed to be the intelligent life form on Earth. It's amazing how Angel, using every resource we have available, went into the voting booth and made the wrong decision. So violent. So now we're subjected to being forced by people that worship Donald Trump to believe that somehow we got a good deal. This is the definition of being fed slop.
Libtards and retards on the
Benny
right
Johnson
were attacking the president over an incredible peace deal that he just signed with Iran days ahead of schedule. We see you. We know what this game is. If there's one thing that the last couple of months have proven is that there's an obscene amount of foreign influence in our politics, that so many people that you would normally trust are being paid by foreign actors or by the military-industrial complex in order to go against the will of the American people, against the will of America first. Donald Trump just delivered peace in our time with a nuclear agreement with Iran, that Iran will never have a nuclear weapon, that it will stop being a state sponsor of terror.
I'm going to stop Benny Johnson right there. This deal, for everyone out there, and we all know it, it really didn't address the nuclear issue with Iran. What it did address was a de-escalation issue and getting the United States assets out of the region and us forking over crates of cash to Iran. God knows what Iran's going to do with that money. And even Donald Trump said himself, he's okay with them getting ballistic missiles. And yet you get people like Benny Johnson forcing down Fed slop propaganda, trying to make this look like this was actually a good thing.
Will have no more need to have so many troops or military assets in the region. Bring them home, please. I want that. Good. Everyone wants that. That we can open up this entire region for commerce. This is a region that could explode in a good way.
You know what? I'm done with Benny Johnson. He's a demon. Anybody that subscribes to what Benny Johnson is saying, you deserve what you get. Let's listen to what Tucker Carlson is saying.
On Friday, with this, the United States has officially acknowledged that Iran is a player. And that changes everything. In the same way that the 1956 Suez Crisis, another war over a narrow waterway through which commerce flows, ended the British Empire. Now, of course, you could argue the British Empire really kind of ended with the armistice in 1918 at the end of the First World War. You could definitely argue that it was done by 1945 when they, air quotes now, won World War II. But like a lot of fading empires, it wasn't obvious to the rest of us, or there was muscle memory involved. And Britain had ruled the world. And so it was fading, but not dead. But in the space of a very short period of time with that fairly complex crisis, Britain was done. Why? Because in the Suez Crisis of 1956, Britain made it really clear that no matter what they said or wanted, they couldn't actually affect the outcome. They didn't have the power to settle things the way they wanted. The U.S. did. And so America, maybe not formally, but certainly practically, took Britain's place as the ruler of the Middle East. With this, the United States has shown that it does not have, despite possessing the world's best or biggest or certainly most generously funded military, does not have the military power to impose its will on the 34th biggest economy in the world.
So it looks like Donald Trump's just taking L's after L's after L's, even from people within his own clan.
It is an unconditional, unequivocal U.S. surrender, total Iranian victory. And it's like I said the past couple of days, the only thing that is positive about any of this is that maybe it pushes Israel away from the United States.
Thank you, Nick Fuentes. Enough of that. So again, ladies and gentlemen, it's a total surrender. Look at this. And then you
Senator,
get this.
are you okay with Iran having missiles?
You know, I'm hesitating. I'd prefer that they not. I certainly don't want them to have long-distance missiles. I don't want them to have nuclear-armed missiles. I would prefer they didn't. But I don't think that's the key issue here. I think that they have to be able to defend themselves. And I just kind of come back to the big picture here, is that the Middle East countries like this agreement.
You think Iran needs to be able to defend itself?
I do. I think that they have to be able to defend themselves. Otherwise, we turn this into a forever war. You're never going to get them short of boots
Roger Marshall
surrendering everything, an unconditional
Republican
agreement, if you will.
So now they're saying it's okay for Iran to have ballistic missiles. These are Republicans literally just changing the entire narrative. We literally have gone from Iran can't have a nuclear weapon to Iran can have a nuclear weapon because we don't want to destroy the economy. This is where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you look at and you just say to yourself, how did we get to this? I mean, listen, these are Republican senators. Let's listen to Bill Cassidy real quick. All right. I mean, I'm sitting here and I'm going, wow, what was the whole purpose of starting this What was the whole purpose of starting this?
Look awful. This will go down as a tremendous foreign policy blunder. Iran ends up stronger. Our allies in the region are weaker. And Iran has learned that if they're willing to grab that Strait of Hormuz and choke it off, they can get the Western world to dance to their tune. I think it's a deep mistake.
Ooh.
So what will you say to the administration in terms of stopping this?
I'm not sure. When the president went in, he suggested they had a plan to finish it in 4 to 5 weeks. It's clear that they don't have a plan. Or if this is the plan, it's not a very good plan.
Wow.
And that's because it's now been 5 months. So that's why I think Congress needs the ability to be fully briefed and to weigh in. Not to be told kind of top line what's going on, but to be fully briefed. And that's my goal right now. Let the American people, by their elected representatives, have input into what we're doing, because it's not going as we were promised that it would go.
Wow.
You now join your colleagues on the other side when it comes to supporting the War Powers Resolution.
I'm trying to force the administration to talk to the American people. Not to say they have an agreement, but then withhold details for a number of days to let the furor die down. Not attempt to distract attention by going on to something else. No, let's bring it up for a debate. And if this is the only vehicle I have to force the administration to be straight with the American people, then I'll take the vehicle that I have.
Wow. That's Bill Cassidy siding with the Democrats, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go. When you sit here and you see that the United States is surrendering to Iran, again, Mike, whoever else was out there supporting Donald Trump, listen.
You're going to be so proud of your country if I get in. You're going to be so proud of your president, and I don't care about that. But you are going to be so proud of your country, because we're going to turn it around and we're going to start winning again. We're going to win so much. We're going to win at every level. We're going to win economically. We're going to win with the economy. We're going to win with military. We're going to win with health care and for our veterans. We're going to win with every single facet. We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more. We're going to win so much.
How many people out there are feeling like they're winning right now? Because he just gave Iran $300 billion. And that's just to get it. That's just to have a conversation. He still got to give them money to help rebuild the country that he destroyed. Wouldn't it be nice if us here in the United States could actually experience what it would be like to get an infusion of $300 billion? Wouldn't that be nice? It's sad because Obama had this all figured out. I was like, wow, you're so hell-bent on undoing former President Barack Obama's legacy, right? And you're obsessed. You're attacking his wife. Obama doesn't even give you that kind of energy, but you're always just every little second, I'm going to do this to try to undermine Obama. So look at where he's left the country. No health care. Well, limited health care, I should say. The strait was closed and gas prices, grocery prices, the cost of living in general skyrocketed, only for him to capitulate and get down on his knees and surrender the United States of America to Iran. And the whole time this war was happening, we were telling all of the Trump supporters, why don't you just lace up your boots and go over there and lay down your life for this righteous cause? And none of you would do it. 13 soldiers gone, plus 13 plus soldiers gone. Val got up here yesterday and read off the numbers in terms of how much this has actually cost us Americans. We didn't even get into how much it cost our allies. And what exactly are we getting? Nothing. Actually, we did get something. We got a bill. We got a bill. He ran up a tab doing all of this stuff. And then they want to turn around and deflect and try to distract us. I mean, this entire presidency is nothing but a scam. It's a fraudster I've never seen a country being ran like this. And yeah, MAGA does think they won. And if you ask MAGA, please, MAGA, come up here to show us evidence that you are winning. You'll never do it. You'll never do it. All right. W's in the chat for Big Duck. Thank you. Even the Republicans are crying right now going, what on earth is all of this nonsense? I don't want to hear any Trump supporters say a word right now because it really gets under my skin, to be quite honest, that your racism, the hatred you have for women, all of these things are clouding your ability to, an engine. You ever know a car engine? It has cylinders. You want to fire on all 4, 6, 8, whatever you got, 12 cylinders. You want them all to work. But it's a lot of misfiring going on in the brains of you Trump voters. And it's really costing us. And at this point, I'm starting to think maybe you are actively trying to make sure I'm harmed. Because obviously you're getting harmed. I've never seen a group of people literally so hell-bent on self-destruction. I really haven't. But I do appreciate voices like, for those of you who want a clean way of looking at what happened, I do appreciate real voices out there that are explaining to the American people what Donald Trump really did. And they're providing the historical context behind it. And so who we must take some time and listen to the Trump supporters. Mods, if you see any Trump supporters talking while Lawrence O'Donnell is breaking down how Donald Trump surrendered the United States, please just mute them. They won't come up here. They're nothing but distractions, all right?
To give Iran more than 100 times the amount of money that was sent to Iran by the Obama administration. The Trump deal says the United States of America undertakes to make fully available for use the frozen or restricted funds and assets of the Islamic Republic of Iran upon the implementation of this memo of understanding. How much money is that? $100 billion. The first payment of which will be $24 billion directly from Donald Trump to Iran. And that's not all. The Trump agreement says the United States of America undertakes with regional partners to develop a definitive mutually agreed plan with at least $300 billion for the reconstruction and economic development of the Islamic Republic of Iran. One right-wing Trump supporter said today, $300 billion to Iran under any circumstances is a disaster, like offering the Marshall Plan to rebuild Germany while the Nazis were still in power. Here was Donald Trump's defense.
Well, the unfreezing is an easy one to answer. We have taken a lot of their money, and we have their money. We have taken their money. It's not our money. It's their money. And we froze it. At a certain point in time, I guess we're going to have to give it back.
So now it's their money. It's not our money. We're going to have to give it back. That was exactly the situation.
Wow.
Describing the situation President Obama faced with a tiny amount of money compared to what Donald Trump is giving Iran now. Donald Trump is doing exactly the same thing he has condemned President Obama for doing. But Donald Trump is giving.
You hear this? The exact same thing that he condemned Obama for doing. But remember,
you're going to be so proud of your country.
And much more money. Donald Trump has already violated his own agreement with Iran. In fact, he violated the very first sentence of the agreement when he threatened to bomb Iran several times today in his comments. If Iran doesn't come up with an even better version of this agreement down the road. The first sentence of Donald Trump's agreement with Iran tonight says that both countries must, as of tonight, refrain from the threat or use of force against each other.
Wow.
So a threat is a violation of the first sentence of Donald Trump's agreement with Iran. And he's already violated that part of the agreement. He's already violating the agreement.
You're going to be so proud of your country if I get in.
Donald Trump at first tried to deny that the United States would be involved in any way in the $300 billion fund.
I'm
that
angry.
The deal promises for Iran. But the deal says very clearly in writing that the United States of America, quote, undertakes with regional partners.
Wow.
To develop a $300 billion fund.
Hold on. Hold on. You're giving Iran $300 billion, but you can't give black people reparations? See, I didn't want to make it a racial issue, but I'm going to always make it a racial issue on this show. This just shows you how sick. And I mean, this is right here. This right here. This could be considered a war crime.
Not only is there nothing about the regime change that Donald Trump said he wanted in Iran on the first night of his war, when he called on the people of Iran to rise up against the murderous dictatorship controlling their lives. Now Donald Trump is promising in writing never to interfere in any way in Iran's so-called, quote, internal affairs.
Wow.
And then, in a complete abandonment of the women who suffer every day under the Islamic Iranian dictatorship, in a complete abandonment of every person in Iran who craves the basic freedoms that other countries enjoy so easily, Donald Trump said this.
What'd he say?
About the murderous dictators who oppress the people of Iran every day.
What'd he say?
I think they're smarter. I think they're very smart. I think they're far less radicalized, and I think they're really good. They love their country.
You know, the Afghanistan withdrawal, he literally brought the terrorists into he wanted to invite them into the White House. I mean, this guy right here has his priorities all backwards. It's incredible. The people he was just trying to, the people he did destroy, the country he just destroyed, he bombed. Now they're great people. And then he turns around and goes after Americans like Democrats. It's crazy that he can actually say more positive things now about the folks in Iran that he said couldn't have a nuclear weapon, but he always goes above and beyond to try to attack fellow American Democrats. This is some sick stuff. This is some sick stuff.
Tell that to the women who get arrested for showing their hair. Tell that to the women who've been killed for showing their hair. Imagine the pain of hearing him say that today in Iran. The dictators who oppress your every breath are described by Donald Trump as people who love their country.
Wow.
Donald Trump doesn't know any of those dictators. He has never spoken to any of them. He has never seen any of them. He has never been in a room with any of them. But he is declaring in his judgment to the Iranian people that those murderous dictators love their country.
Wow.
He is telling the women of Iran who have spent years rebelling against this murderous dictatorship that their leaders love them.
I'm getting triggered.
They love their country.
I'm getting triggered listening to this. This is crazy.
Donald Trump has been at war for 110 days now with people he now says are really good. Those were his words, really good. And they love their country. Donald Trump's first vice president is accusing Donald Trump of appeasement.
Wow.
That's what Mike Pence is calling this.
What'd he do?
The worst thing you could be accused of in dealing with Adolf Hitler was appeasement. That's where that word entered our politics.
Wow,
the people who
appeasement.
tried to engage in appeasement.
Ray, appeasement. Go look it up, Ray. I get so irritated that I have to sit here and educate Trump supporters on just some of the fundamentals that are part of the English language. And then they want to cry about people coming in the country from the border. What on earth? Okay, so giving Iran $300 billion, a country you all tried to convince us for the past year plus was a threat to us, giving them money now makes sense?
Of Adolf Hitler as he was leading Germany into World War II and an attempted mass execution of every Jewish person in Europe. That was Adolf Hitler's ambition, and there were people who were trying to facilitate that ambition in the United States and in Britain and elsewhere in the world, and they were all correctly adjudged to be engaging in the appeasement of Adolf Hitler. And so, when Mike Pence uses that word appeasement today, he is using it to invoke a direct comparison.
To who?
With negotiating with Nazi Germany.
Wow.
Donald Trump didn't have to play Barack Obama's game. This was his choice. If Donald Trump was even half smart, which he is not, he would have recognized that the Obama deal negotiated by John Kerry was the greatest American diplomatic achievement of our lifetimes. And he would have left it in place and benefited hugely from it. But he did the stupidest thing that has been done in American foreign policy.
The Obama deal, did you catch that, was the greatest deal of our lifetime. Best negotiated deal of our lifetime. And Donald Trump reduced it to a 14-point MOU, which basically surrendered the United States. If you don't learn anything today, Donald Trump surrendered yesterday in the same place Germany surrendered in World War I. I mean, the symbol is, and I don't even think Trump paid, he doesn't even know it because he doesn't know what he's doing. But yeah, and get this, we're on the hook $300 billion plus.
21st century and ripped up that deal.
Wow.
And in its place now, we see Donald Trump's appeasement in writing. He never, ever should have tried to play a game that Barack Obama played before him.
Wow.
What's he going to try to do next? Sing?
Now, that was funny, Lawrence. That was funny. I'll give you that. Oh, my gosh. Let that be the other lesson, MAGA. Donald Trump will never, ever measure up to Barack Hussein Obama. Obama outdoes Donald Trump in every statistical category. It'll never happen. No amount of propaganda you can engineer and come up with in a laboratory, you can never do it. Even on Obama's worst day, you can never do it. All right.
Amazing grace.
Wow. Cooked. Go ahead. Woo! Oh, Lord, have mercy. Take me, Lord. Get him, Obama. Wow. Cooked. Cooked. Taking you to church. Oh. Let's go. I want to stop. Does anybody have a problem with former President Barack Obama singing praise to God, being a very good Christian like so? You have a problem with Donald Obama giving Jesus praise through the song Amazing Grace? You have a problem with it? So now you're not Christians again. Now you're not Christians, huh? Obama sings Amazing Grace. Now you're not Christians again. See how we expose you demons? And like I was saying, make sure you get this and go get it stamped on your foreheads, MAGA. Donald Trump will never be better than Obama in any category. Not when it comes to kids, not when it comes to relationships with their wives, not when it comes to doing the job of the president, not when it comes to education. There is nothing Donald Trump can do to outperform Barack Obama other than being a terrible person. And that's a huge W, Zeus. That's a huge W, Zeus. If you're asking me questions while I'm teaching you, then that's a problem. That means you're not trying to learn. You're just sitting here listening to try to figure out what you can pick apart. There's nothing to pick apart. The game's already sewed up. All right, listen.
Dignity and amazing presidential grace.
Yeah.
And then came Donald Trump.
Oh, wow, I could do this. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh,
no. Disgraceful. Heartless.
Wow.
Vulgarity. Relentless stupidity.
Yeah.
And cruelty.
Just ruined the good time. Just ruined a good time listening to that ridiculous That ridiculous song. It used to be a good song. It's a ridiculous song. I refuse to listen to it now because what Donald Trump has done to it. It doesn't mean what it used to mean.
There in the record now. It's all there in the video record. It's all there in the written record. Historians now have everything. Everything they need to compare these two presidencies and to compare these two men in every way. And Donald Trump is the loser in that comparison in every possible way. He wasn't sure this afternoon in France if he would sign the Memorandum of Understanding with Iran. That left an opening for the Fox-employed bad stand-up comedian who doubles as a White House correspondent to do this.
Why not stick around for the signing ceremony with this Iran peace deal?
I might.
You might.
Yeah, I might. But I'd rather, this is a memorandum of understanding. It's very important, but it might not be the kind of a document that I should be signing.
There's some element to this where you send the vice president. If it works out, great. You look like
you notice he has that slack jaw. Y'all notice Donald Trump has this slack jaw, and I'm going, what's up with that? Is everything okay? And the second thing is, why wouldn't you be so proud to sign this deal? Usually when it's a good deal, you get the cameras out, you bring everybody there to sit there and watch you fall asleep and fart and stuff like that, and you make a big spectacle. You don't want to do that this time, and it reminds me of what he did when he signed the Epstein Files Transparency Act. It's incredible how you magically learn how to have common sense and behave when it's time to actually face accountability.
for sending him. And if it doesn't work out, it's the vice president's
I
fault.
like that idea, sure. Well, this way, if it works out, I'm going to take the credit. If it doesn't work out, I'm blaming JD. You better be careful, JD.
Whoa.
Imagine wasting
Look at this.
your presidential question time that way. But this evening at the
Look at that signature. Isn't that the same signature on that birthday card he sent Epstein? I mean, the man is literally, basically, he's showing us all he's the criminal. Showing the whole world he's the criminal the whole time. And has the audacity to try to compare himself to Barack Obama. You Trump supporters.
President's dinner table at Versailles, Donald Trump signed what Republicans are calling a surrender document. Right-wing Trump supporter Eric Erickson
Look at that.
called it an American surrender.
You see this? Trump supporters are telling other Trump supporters that can't think for themselves because they're eating all this Fed slop. It's a surrender. I don't want to hear a word from you.
Donald Trump sent a New York real estate guy with no government experience to play John Kerry's game. And the Trump clownish negotiator delivered what you'd expect from someone who didn't know what he was doing, from someone who didn't have John Kerry's experience in combat in Vietnam, to the Foreign Relations Committee of the United States Senate, to Secretary of State. They think it's easy. In that video you just saw of Donald Trump playing games with the idea of maybe having J.D. Vance sign the document, the most incompetent Commerce Secretary in history, Howard Lutnick, was standing behind Donald Trump doing his usual Lutnick laugh at every inane thing Donald Trump says. But the other person,
Who? Rubio.
standing right behind Donald Trump,
Here it goes.
seemed to know what he was watching. The grim face of future presidential candidate Marco Rubio never broke into a smile.
You know what, Marco? I'm pretty sure you would love to be standing next to Barack Obama. Huh? You probably would even settle for Joe Biden, huh? But think about it, Marco. You knew what we all know. That doesn't look like... Remember this, Marco?
You're going to be so proud of your country if I get in. You're going to be so proud of your president, and I don't care about that. But you are going to be so proud of your
Does he
country
look proud?
because we're going to turn it around and we're going to start winning again. We're going to win so much. We're going to win at every level. We're going to win economically. We're going to win with the economy. We're going to win with military. We're going to win with health care and for our veterans. We're going to win with every single facet. We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't
say it, Marco.
Anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more. We're going to win so much.
Marco Rubio possibly watching his presidential hopes disappear right there. Usually eager to match Howard Lutnick in court jester worship of Donald Trump, seemed to know just how badly Secretary of State Marco Rubio himself lost at trying to play Secretary of State John Kerry's game. And so Donald Trump and Marco Rubio have spent years lying about the Obama deal with Iran, and now they have proved two things. Just how strong the Obama deal was.
Wow.
And what complete and utter and relentlessly incompetent losers Marco Rubio
Get him.
and Donald Trump really are.
Now that I've gone through my content, I'm willing to take questions. Are there any Trump supporters out there now that are confused about what this has been about? You've been told basically, whether it's through Lawrence O'Donnell. Thank you, W's in the chat for Uncle Rocky. Send a guest request. W's in the chat for Rick. Thank you, W's in the chat for Trucker Boy. Yeah. See, what I've learned over the course of this app with TikTok is it's been a shift, all right? And I've always made sure to keep my finger on the pulse. All right, WVIP. MAGA is done. Now we're dealing with the bottom of the barrel. All right, W Sharpie. Now we're dealing with the bottom of the barrel. These folks know they are wrong, but they're struggling right now to figure out what the next step is forward. W July Love. No. If you genuinely are confused or you believe that Lawrence O'Donnell or me have been wrong, why don't you go ahead and send us a guest request and we'll field those questions in between me or some of the amazing people who listen to this show on a regular basis and keep the chat clean. They keep everything pure. We will make sure you get the answer you need, because what we don't want to do is allow you to remain fools. It's sickening. It's sickening that this country right now is on its knees because Donald Trump does not know what he's doing in the White House. And it could be a medical reason, or it could just be what we all know what it is. Extreme incompetence mixed with pride. He's a narcissist, and there's medical terms for it. But honestly, you're not winning. So stop spreading that lie. Stop spreading that lie. The next thing that we need to talk about is, I'll tell you this, the ballroom. Donald Trump wants taxpayers to also foot the bill for his ballroom. And we heard about these kids that they're trying to say had a plan to do something to Donald Trump on his birthday. But then you turn on Fox News.
Having 20.
And
they say that there were he says that there were drones at or
hold
near
on.
the UFC event at the White House
Hold
Sunday.
on. You turn on Fox News and they're making it look like Donald Trump's safety is an issue. And they're trying to use this once again to justify why we should foot the bill for the ballroom. And so I just want to make sure we talk about this together, all right? Because I don't want to leave anything on the table when it comes to MAGA. All right, let's see. This is what Fox News is pumping out.
and a 31-year-old. 23 members in it. Today, 32-year-old Daniel Eskridge is set to appear before a judge today on conspiracy charges. Court documents state that Eskridge posted to that Signal chat the plan was to wage war on an illegitimate government. The men arrested in the plot also include a 19-year-old from Ohio, a 24-year-old and 32-year-old, both from California, and a 31-year-old from Nebraska. Now, this terror was set to unfold in stages. We've learned this attack by explosives raining down. That would be the first thing. They would come down from drones at or near the UFC event at the White House Sunday, which would then force a mass evacuation, at which time attackers would storm the White House gate and snipers
Listen to this.
administration officials, other high-valued individuals.
Look at this.
UFC President Dana White is praising the FBI for their action in foiling this plot. They say that he says that there were additional threats made on that event. Listen.
Yeah.
Did you have any idea that this was happening? Somebody was apparently planning to do something horrible on Sunday.
Here they go.
Yeah, there was more than that. There was more than that, yes.
Yeah, somebody who was planning something horrible. Oh, Donald Trump. It's amazing. And I've been saying this. How many events? Let me go on camera. I gotta say this. I've been saying, stay the hell away from Donald Trump's events. They're dangerous. And I've been telling you this. He goes and does a rally in the sweltering heat, over 100 degrees. And you're like, how is he still able to wear that suit? You're supposed to take your jacket off. You're supposed to get relaxed because the heat, it's too much heat. But he did it during the campaign. And I said, only a demon could do a rally for 3 hours in 110-degree weather. Meanwhile, supporters literally passing away from heat stroke. You can go look this up. Stay the hell away from this man's rallies. The Butler incident. D.C. You know what happened in D.C.? He brought the National Guard in there and said it was a safe city, and then next thing you know, people ended up hurt. Remember Herman Cain? During C-19 super spreader events. How many events does Donald Trump need to hold that things go really bad, right? Before you Trump supporters get it, this man does not care about your life. So then he goes, well, we're surprised something happened on the same day he planned this UFC event. Yeah, because he's the one creating all of these situations. Everything this man touches goes down in degradation, goes down in flames. You do know that, right? I mean, we just got done talking about the Iran war. The Iran war. The economy. Gas prices. Your savings accounts. Where's the phones, the shoes, the colognes? Everything goes down the drain with this man. So stay the hell away from him. W. Zeus. And now they want. So he knows about all of these circumstances. Think about how crazy you got to be mentally. Donald Trump knows this. And he still decides to have a UFC fight anyway. And then the FBI now is rolling with this narrative.
I was in the loop on all of the stuff that was happening in real time. These are the kind of events that bring the nuts out. You know what I mean?
Well, the Department of Justice is citing the planned attack and threats in an appeal to federal court to allow construction of the president's ballroom to continue, which the president says is coming along fantastic.
So there you go. There you go. They didn't give the game away. They're citing this attack, this so-called attack. They ran to the court, the same judges that you all cry about and say aren't fair. They ran to those judges and said, look, we have another instance in which there's been threats made against the president, and we need you to include this into the document so that we can go back and ask the American people to give us, however much money they need. What are they at now? $600 million or so? When is it too much? When is it enough? When do we get to say, all right, the Trump administration has no clue what they're doing? I really do think Donald Trump needs to be impeached and resign immediately, because at this point, it's obvious we're not winning. The average American is not winning at all. All right, now listen up, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh, look at the time. There's one thing that, I need to share this with you. I need to share this with you. Oops, I forgot to share this with you. But let me go ahead and share it with you. Do you see this, ladies and gentlemen? Do you see this right here? Hold on. Yeah, there you go. What does it say right there? Americans view Obama far more positively than Trump or Biden, as CNN poll finds. And former President Barack Obama is viewed positively by 57% of Americans, a new CNN poll found. Look at that. Wow, only 34% of the public offers a favorable opinion of Donald Trump, with former President Biden favorability at 30%. So let's go ahead and give W's in the chat to former President Obama. I mean, and again, it goes right back to what I was saying. There is absolutely nothing Donald Trump can do to measure up to Barack Obama. And let that be a lesson, honestly, for you conservative white men. I just thought of it. Maybe that's a lesson. None of you conservative white men, there's nothing you can do to measure up to Big Zeus. W's in the chat to Drummer. Jones. You know Donald Trump uses CNN polls because according to CNN, Jones, 100% of MAGA still support Donald Trump. So CNN polls, they're very credible. It's amazing how these folks, you give them information. They don't sit there and actually comprehend it. They look for ways to manipulate it in their brain so they don't have to accept it. It's called cognitive dissonance. WC's. What was the other thing that I wanted to do? Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. There's one more thing that I needed to get addressed before, it's Thursday. Normally it's a Thursday. Thursdays are light days. Big Zeus. Big Zeus has to move. All right. I want to address this though. Oh yeah, here it goes. For you, how many of you out there believe Carmelo Anthony?
Virtual online.
How many of you?
Now,
hold on.
now the
Jesus Christ.
line.
How many of you out there?
You're seeing a ricochet in one case.
You know what? It's acting up. So there's parallel cases going on, in my opinion. There's the Carmelo Anthony case, and then there's the Chud the Builder case. All right. And I feel what I feel about the Carmelo Anthony case. And a lot of you know what I said, what I needed to say about it. And I understand that there's a lot of, and I blame Blaga. I really do blame Blaga primarily for what happened to Carmelo Anthony, because had they been doing their job, what is their job? They're supposed to be heading towards the North Star. If you understood what happened during, the civil rights and go back further during the Emancipation Proclamation and before that, they're supposed to be heading towards the North Star. But somewhere along the way, these disillusioned black folks, they decided to eat off the wrong tree, and they considered themselves to be wiser than God himself. And so they've created an environment now where there's not any representation, or there's limited representation of them. So because of that, there's a line in the sand that's been drawn. And I'm just like, you know what? Until you all get out of that fog, there's going to be more brothers and sisters falling by the wayside because of your inability to speak and stand for the truth. And that's a huge W, Zeus. But, they say God works in mysterious ways. And so we got this Chud the Builder situation on our hands. And, I love seeing the white guys crash out about Chud the Builder, because they thought this was going to be an open and shut case. Oh, yeah. A white guy defending himself from a black man. Easy peasy. He's going to be able to walk free, scot clean. You know what they did to Chud the Builder? I'm going to show you what they did to him just yesterday. This is what they did to him. All right, and this is and all I want to see is
making an appearance in a Nashville courtroom. Dalton Etherly faces 3 misdemeanor charges stemming from a May incident at Bob's Steak and Chop House inside the Omni Hotel. Investigators say Etherly live streamed inside the restaurant after staff asked him not to, then refused to pay. Etherly also faces separate felony charges in Montgomery County for a shooting investigation. During Etherly's court appearance, one investigator on the stand recalled the shooting.
Shots are shown to be fired prior to them hitting the ground.
Shots are being shown to have been fired prior to that?
Yes.
And how do we know that?
I can see, or in the courthouse video, it shows the casing ejecting from the firearm. It also shows the ricochet off the concrete planter.
Okay.
Prior to them hitting the ground.
So Mr. Fox hadn't been hit at that point, correct? If you're seeing a ricochet in one casing.
I would assume so.
The judge denied Etherly's release today, citing violent posts he's made on social media.
So sorry. So sorry. I was muted that time. Let me go back and say what I was saying because I was locked in. I said, the same thing makes you laugh. It'll make you cry, MAGA. And this is another example of what goes around comes around. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm basically repeating myself. And that's why I say, yeah, keep on mocking Carmelo Anthony. Because on the back end, because God is not to be mocked, right? We all know this. God is not to be mocked. What goes around comes around. You reap what you sow. And this has been the biggest problem with people here in the United States of America. They profess to be one thing, but they live a completely different lifestyle. They're contrary. And we all can see it. That's why a lot of these folk, you hear them, they come up here and they crash out on Big Zeus. Why? Because I don't play into the whatever facade they're trying to create for themselves. I don't play into it. I literally call it like I see it. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, well, if you truly were a Christian, you wouldn't be doing any of these things. A lot of us have read the Bible ourselves. We know what Jesus did. We knew how Jesus's mannerism was. And we're listening to you going, why on earth? Imagine somebody who doesn't know what the Bible says in it, but they're looking at people who claim to be Christians. Imagine how many people you're driving away from actually being able to be saved. W. Zeus. I just thought of that. You're bad representations. You're just terrible people. And you don't even need a Bible. You don't need any book to find out who's a good person or a bad person. You could just look at these people. Who runs around with a camera on and a sidearm calling black people the N-word? And then the same people that try to say, oh, what he's doing is okay, they'll get upset at, Carmelo Anthony, he should have done this and that. Well, okay, well, what do you expect black people to be doing right now when you got white guys like Chud the Builder running around provoking them? Oh, you just want us all to just kind of accept it and take it? Absolutely not. W. Zeus. And you're creating these things. And this is why I take it all the way back. They say, Zeus, don't bring Donald Trump in it. No, I'm going to bring Donald Trump in it because what Donald Trump has done is created a permission structure, a permission system, so to speak, that a lot of these incels, they're running around here thinking it's okay to be bigots, go after black people, folks in the LGBTQ plus community. You just think it's okay to be hateful in the name of Jesus. It's not going to work. All right. And so I'll be monitoring the Chud the Builder situation because I truly, truly do believe in rehabilitation. I do believe it can happen. And my goal here, I want Chud the Builder to really find Jesus himself. All right. And sometimes you got to take a little detour and sit in a jail cell to find Jesus. And I'm perfectly fine with that because think about it. It's one thing for you to be in prison, temporarily here on earth, but it's another thing for your soul to be permanently cast in hell. And that's just some free game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to open up. Uh-oh, look at the time. I'll take a couple of guests if we have any, and then I'll open up the box and get up out of here. Oh, okay. Who do we got? Oh, okay. Only two. Ladies first. Good morning, Poetivity. How are you doing?
Good. I just got in my Uber.
Uh-oh. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to come up. Everybody's so confused about, when there's a supposed, and I'm going to say supposed, plan to unalive, Grumpy. Mm-hmm. They're surprised that he then talks about the ballroom, but I totally get it
Kiki.
after yesterday.
Yeah.
I totally get it after yesterday, because yesterday after I came on here, like I had a couple haters show up. I had a couple like nice people show up in my DMs too, but I had a couple haters show up, and they said mean things. And
sorry.
Well, but after that happened, I like took a sledgehammer to my kitchen. And now I'm telling my husband that we have to get a kitchen remodel because I had haters in my DMs. So,
well, now you're experiencing a little bit of what a lot of us who do this kind of work have to experience, right? It's amazing. And I'm assuming these are Trump voters.
Oh, yeah.
And it's incredible. They hate you, a fellow American, but right now they're kissing Iran's butt. And after they just tried to convince us that Iran was the biggest threat on the planet, right?
Right. You know what I think about that? You know how they teased us with these little Lego videos that they were going to release the Epstein files since they had them? Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that they just spread them out before him on the table, and then he said, "What do I have to pay you to keep these secret?" Like, that's what I think.
You think that's what the deal was about? That's why he's so happy to have signed it and surrendered the United States?
Oh, yeah. And he's just totally, like, on board now. Like, I love Iran, and sure, they can have weapons and all that stuff. Like he totally bowed to him. And I think it's because they got dirt on him, and big dirt. And, we all suspect and know that he P3D'd children. We know that. But there must be something worse than P3D'ing children in those files, because that's already public knowledge. You see, ignorant tells God.
I think you're breaking up. I think you're breaking up. I think you're.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, but.
Oh shoot. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway, they don't want anybody hearing what I have to say, but I think he unalived children. I honestly do. So you can drop me, but
okay.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Poetivity. All right, W's in the chat. So sorry. I think you were about to say something, Poetivity, but yeah, it was breaking up. And if you're talking about the unaliving of children, I'll say this: in the Epstein files, we know that there is activity like that they're saying was accusations made about him being tied to that kind of stuff. So I wouldn't necessarily say, especially you start thinking about what happened at the Zorro Ranch. Hey, TikTok, this is for educational purposes only. And I'm literally just sharing some of the information that I've read in the released Epstein files. Yes. So yes, that is in there. And you know what? A lot of people in the chat believe it. Sasha Riley. Yeah. Sasha Riley interview. Make sure you go and check it out. Yeah. And just listening to some of the stories from the survivors and victims, and you just have to wonder how. And the biggest thing is, how did we go from? Where's DJ at, by the way? Because DJ, I want to see if your truth blocker is working. How did we go from Iran is the biggest threat on the face of the earth to we're going to give them 100 times plus more cash than Obama gave them, and they can have ballistics, and all the other things that come with, being a great country. How did we go that? How did we do that so fast?
You're going to be so proud of your country if.
Good morning, Val. How are you?
Good morning, Zeus.
Good morning.
I love Lawrence O'Donnell.
You do?
I mean, he had the exact same thought. I think he had the exact same thought I did at the exact same time.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to read this to y'all people because I know a lot of people in here have not read the MOU.
Please do.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Please.
So I know they haven't read the MOU, but I'm going to read point 1 for you, okay? The United States of America and the Islamic Republic of Iran and their allies in the current war by signing this MOU declare that all immediate and permanent termination of military operations on all fronts, including in Lebanon, and to undertake from the now on from now on not to intimidate, not to initiate any war or any military operation against each other, and to reframe, listen to what I'm about to say, to refrain from the threat of use of force against each other in an enduring terminal, integrity and sovereignty of Lebanon.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you don't understand the Lebanon part of that, I won't get into that right now, but let me just tell you that Netanyahu is like spinning circles. He's trying to figure out how to fire something at the U.S. right at this moment.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So if you don't understand that part of it, but that last part I read, this man could not go 24 hours without initiating a threat to Iran. And that threat, in case y'all didn't hear it, was the President of the United States sitting on the podium in France and said these words. We have 60 days to try to come to an agreement on the nuclear front.
Mm-hmm.
So I want everybody to also keep in mind that this has no nuclear agreement in it.
What? No, Val, no. Iran can't have a nuclear weapon, right?
Yeah, there's no nuclear weapon in this MOU. Okay, so so that's 60 days from now, and that's what they're supposed to be working on for the next 60 days. But I want you to keep in mind that this said, do not threaten each other. Do not threaten each other. He has already broken the agreement. Point 1 of the agreement.
He's not going to make it through all 14.
Point 1.
If you know how you start is how you finish. And if you already can't get past the first hurdle without messing up, it's pretty much downhill from here on out.
If everybody doesn't know what the threat was, here's what he said. He said, well, if we don't come to an agreement in 60 days, we'll just start bombing again. That's what he said.
And he said, I heard him say it several times.
I mean, this is just craziness. I mean, what do I believe this agreement actually was? I believe this is another stock market manipulation. I really believe that's what this is more than anything else. I believe in 60 days from now, they're not going to be able to come to an agreement, and here we go again. Okay. So that's what I believe. That's my own personal opinion on this, because I don't think Iran or any of the rest of the world trust what this man is saying to sign an agreement.
Yeah, why would you trust him? He's broken every agreement he's ever had.
Right. Lawrence O'Donnell also pointed out the $300 billion and how the $300 billion is going to be backed by the United States.
Oh God.
So it is the the 28, we got, $28 billion that are going to be sent immediately to, Iran from the president. Well, hey, let me explain to you what from the president means. From the United States people. Okay. So these are the things. These are the things. When somebody wrote down in the comments earlier, he's going to bankrupt us. And we might already be there. So these are the things that are happening that people aren't paying attention to. And this is going to hurt the American people. And in the end, like I broke this down for y'all yesterday, I broke this down on what this is costing the American people and what the future cost of this is going to be to the American people.
You said it's like $450 a household, right? Something like that.
$450 a household just on the economic front. Okay. That's just on the economic front of what this is doing. This is how it's affecting gas, groceries, and everything we go out and buy. This is just the economic front. The truth of the matter is to the American taxpayers, this is Harvard figured this is going to cost us about $1 trillion by the time this is all said and done. Guys, what happened yesterday, if this starts back up because of what this president has signed and the way this $300 billion, that figure is going to rise.
I am just blown away.
This is what we talk about when we talk about the situations. Now, I want to talk about my personal feelings on this.
Go for it.
I'm the son of a Vietnam War veteran. I had a daughter that served in the U.S. military for 6 years. I have, you know what I'm saying? A lot of my family served from World War II all the way to current day.
Right.
Okay. I just watched a president sign a deal that completely dishonored everything that every soldier in this country has ever fought for, ever. And people like DJ today, I'm going to tell you right now, today is not the day you want to come up here and face somebody like me, because it's not going to be pretty.
Tell him about it.
I am done with people like you that sat down there and tried to spin everything this president's done. There's no spinning this. For the first time in U.S. history that I can find,
W. Casso.
we have signed a complete surrender with another government and ended up with a deal worse than we were before it began.
Wow.
Iran gets to start. That deal was signed last night, guys.
It makes me angry, Val. The more you say
it's
it.
anger. It's anger that I'm feeling right now. Absolute anger. And people like DJ that want to put this up, I want you to understand, DJ. Iran can start shipping oil now. And DJ, you want to talk about China so much? I'm going to tell you what country's going to take the largest advantage of this right off the front.
Please
It's
don't.
China, DJ.
W. Casso. Tell him, Val.
It's China. China is going to take full advantage of this right away.
China. You know, I was looking into it. Yes, W. Casso. Thank you, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you tune in and follow my brother Casso. All right, because he helps. He's really doing God's work out here. So let's see. The Gulf Coast countries, they seem to be thrilled with this.
Right, we're saving in the process.
Yeah.
Guys, the one thing that I really liked about what was happening, because you always try to find positives in something.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that this was putting the pinch on OPEC. Okay. And I am not unhappy if OPEC gets pinched. Okay. That I'm actually okay with that. This gave OPEC an out, and a big one.
Yeah.
The Saudi Arabia, there's no doubt in my mind, Saudi Arabia is going to pitch into this fund that's going to Iran. Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. I believe they are going to pitch in some of this money that's going to go to Iran. I believe that is actually going to be a reality, but they're doing it to save OPEC.
And so that's that. Now I'm going to tell you, Russia was coordinating with China and Iran, and they're actually celebrating the MOU as proof that U.S. pressure fails, with Trump once again handing sanction relief without nuclear disarmament, which is another gift to our adversaries. What do you think about that? So Russia,
that's absolutely correct. Every one of our allies in the Middle East just got thrown under a bus.
Wow.
I mean, and I'm not talking a little one. I mean, but quit it with the bus, man. We rolled a 747 over them.
You can't make this stuff up. We are literally the laughing stock of the world.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm having a
absolutely.
I try to be a positive person. I try to always see the silver lining in things. But I'm gonna be honest with you. After watching Donald Trump do what he did yesterday, I just couldn't do it. And it all goes back to his hatred for Obama in my mind. This is what America has allowed one man to do because they hated Obama so much.
Oh yeah,
it's incredible.
It is. It's what this country has done to itself on a racist basis. I know you hate to hear that, DJ.
Racism is expensive, is what they keep saying.
Racism is expensive, isn't it? But here's the thing, DJ, and I want to remind everybody of this because I was actually reminded of this the other day. This country has never won a war without its allies.
Wow.
Not one. Hey, here's a trivia fact for you. This would not be the United States of America if it wasn't for France.
Now that's true. That's true. Because you know what they did.
Right. If it wasn't for France, we would not be the United States of America. We would be under a Great Britain flag. I want you to think about that.
What a disgrace.
Allies are important.
Thank you, D. I mean, thank you. I caught myself. Thank you, Val. Oh my God. Listen, I'm so angry right now. And you notice DJ has been radio silent today. You notice that, right?
Yeah, DJ wants no part of this.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's good.
He wants no part of this.
Thank you.
Because I'm telling you right now, there's people on this app right now, DJ, that will give you all the heat and smoke that you want right now at this very moment.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Now, I'm going to say this, and then we're going to try to move it on. I read this. GOP operatives are saying the Trump-Iran deal is so abhorrent that some GOP senators are talking of the Trump impeachment coming after Dems take Congress in the midterms. And the expectation is that some GOP senators will support Trump's conviction and removal. The GOP Senate anger at Donald Trump is that intense. What are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. We'd already seen movement from the Republican Party, you know what I'm saying, against policies that he's been putting forward. And you're going to see more of it. And this is we talk about the straw, but this ain't no straw. This was a stone. You know what I'm saying? This was a mountain that just got thrown on the back of Republicans that were on the fence. Yes, this will be the mountain that broke the camel's back. Okay. It's not the straw. This is not a straw. This is what he has done here is massive. And I've looked because I'm thinking to myself, well, surely somebody signed a worse agreement than this.
Yeah.
Somebody did something stupider than this. I can't find it.
Think about it. I'd honestly, Val, to your point, I don't know what's the stupidest deal to sign on earth. This is it. This is it right here. Because like I said, I don't know how we went from hearing Iran can't have a nuclear weapon to pretty much they can have one after they take all this money we're giving them. So
yeah, I mean,
it makes absolutely no sense.
This down. Let's break this down into reality. We went from a deal that was giving them back $1.7 billion of their own money. Oh, hold on, let me repeat that. Of their own money, $1.7 billion back of their own money.
Yeah.
That had them agree to an agreement that actually had, you know what I'm saying, that actually had them abiding by that agreement by every inspector that went there. Inspectors went there once a month to inspect all the deals, and they were absolutely abiding by the agreement. It actually kept, you know what I'm saying, and it was like really no cost, no lives from American soldiers, no military deal.
None of that.
We've gone from that. Oh, and actually, I want to tell you one other thing about that deal. It was actually expected that deal, if it would have continued forward and continued on, would actually help the American economy because of how we were going to help them with, with oil, with, refining oil and helping with oil. It was actually going to help the American economy.
Thank you.
Okay. So we went from that to a war that's now estimated it's going to cost the American taxpayer $1 trillion. $1 trillion.
And they can't give us reparations.
Okay. And then we're getting other countries and ourselves to throw in another $300 billion to help fix the country. We've lost 12 soldiers. We've lost 12 soldiers. There's 500 that are injured in all of this. This is what we went from, and we conditionally surrendered to them and gave them everything they ever wanted. They got more than they got from the Obama deal.
Wow.
By 100 times.
I'm blown away, Val, to be honest with you. It really bothers me. I'm almost angry with you for saying it, but I know you have to say it to tell the truth, because you just hear about these numbers and all this money that's floating around, and I'm saying you can't even help the people that helped build the country. You can't help the people that built this country, help build it. We can't get a cent. And I think about how the Trump voters are sitting around here acting like this is the best deal on earth.
Oh, I know.
I'm done. All
right, brother.
W's in the chat for Brother Val. I'm so sorry to keep you up here like that, but I needed you to be honest with us like this.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to be honest. But, hey, I've got to drop. And, hey, I love everybody down there, but I want everybody to remember this. Be mad.
Yeah.
Be mad.
Thank you.
Because you have every right to be.
Thank you. W's in the chat for Val. I appreciate it. Oh, my God. Oh my God, I'm working way too hard. Oh my God, we'll try to get a few more, and then I do have to get up out of here. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Let's see. Okay. All right, moving it along. Good morning, Victoria. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Minus the topic, right? Minus the topic, I'm doing okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard right now, and I can hear it in your voice. Like I can see it in our communities.
Yeah.
That people are exhausted. They're tired. I mean, I'm tired too. Redistricting completely changed my race here in Tennessee. Now we know that redistricting was a strategic move to disenfranchise Black voters in Tennessee. We know that Memphis lost its representation, and now we have to figure this out.
Yep.
And I talk about this. I have a video right now that's doing pretty well, but people don't like what I had to say. They don't like that I say that Jim Crow never ended. They don't like that I say slavery never ended. They don't like that I say it all rebranded.
No lie detected. You're totally right. And they hate the fact that you're saying it because of how you look, and I would imagine you're making a lot of conservative men wet the bed. They're wetting the bed right now listening to you say that thing. And no one's paying you to say these things, right? You're just doing this genuinely because you care about your country. Oh, Taurus, zip it.
Yeah.
See,
Look, he's right there. Look. And they get even more mad because when they see a white woman doing it, it gets them up in their fifis because then they want to accuse us of things. And that's cute. And you know what? Taurus, it's fine. It doesn't make it bigger, buddy boy.
Anyway. W, Victoria. Hey, Taurus, keep crying. We're going to ruin your breakfast. I don't mind. It's amazing. When you speak your truth, it does something in the MAGA world where now all of a sudden they want to pipe up and act like they got a problem with what you're saying. But no, please keep ruining her breakfast if you don't mind, Victoria.
No, I want to ruin her breakfast.
Thank you.
I mean, this is, you guys are trying to ruin our country.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're trying to actively make it so that Black, brown, and indigenous people don't have a voice. Women don't have a voice. LGBTQ people don't have a voice. That's all you're doing. And you're just hiding in the comment sections, being a screen beret, while doing absolutely nothing.
Bingo.
To better your country. Nothing.
Thank you.
Absolutely nothing. Whereas I'm now, for the second time, running my second congressional race as a mom. I ran my first congressional race, guys, in 2024 when I found out my opponent would run unopposed. And I said, over my unalived body.
Thank you. Thank you.
I stepped up to the plate. And, I heard Nutty yesterday talking about people with no political experience. And I want to push back on this because I didn't have political experience prior to running for office. I mean, I had some experience. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. But you have something too. Common sense, real common sense, not the fake stuff. Because that's also very important. So yes, that's a good point. Please continue. I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah.
Oh no, you're fine. I mean, we've seen this redistricting. I ran my first congressional campaign in 2024 when I found out my opponent was going to run unopposed. I did that while working full time with 2 tiny humans, 4 fur babies at the time. I fostered with our local humane society. I grew voter turnout, mind you, as a first-time no-name candidate. This is showing that in rural Tennessee, which is a rural district, that we can bring change. We can show that it is possible.
Thank you.
I didn't get less. I only got a smaller amount of votes with people with more name recognition than I did, raised more money than I did, and I was gaining on them. And I've now been campaigning since May of 2024. I never stopped. I became an EC member with the Tennessee Democratic Party because I wanted to see better representation within the party, because we're in a 2-party system, guys. There is no clear path for a third party. We have to use our votes as public transportation.
Thank you.
2 options on the ballot. Vote accordingly.
Well, one of the things I gotta say I love about you too is you're always on when it comes to making sure it's very clear what this is about when you come on the show. So I want to say thank you for doing that always, because having more women representing in these spaces, these red states, I'll be honest with you, as a Black man, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't go to a red state and try to represent, but you're there. So
Yeah.
you do want to represent your people and your community, and you honestly are standing up against the most violent, dangerous group of people in this country, the conservative white men. All right. So I just want to say, I'm going to keep encouraging you to do it. And I know it's a sacrifice because you have a family, you got the fur babies, and, and I think that's very important. That's really patriotic of you, Victoria. And
Yeah,
that's what we need more of.
We need more of it. And guys, it's not just putting my name on a ballot. You lose career opportunities. You lose opportunities to spend time with your family. I've lost friends over this. I've lost family over this.
They weren't good friends anyway then. They get rid of them. Send them to Zeus. I'll tell them what they really need to know, because you're telling them what they need to know, what they really need to know. And it probably hurts their feelings, but that's the problem. A lot of people have grown up, and they've been used to no one being able to hurt their feelings. And then when they become an adult and you say something that hurts their feelings, they lose it. So please keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. And guys, I'm not going to stop. So if you don't mind, Zeus, I am going to pitch today because, the system doesn't want me. They don't want me in Congress.
Mm-hmm.
They want me to stay where I am and be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. They don't want me. The Democrats don't want me. The Republicans don't want me. The Democrats don't want me because I don't take APAC money. I don't take corporate PAC money. Literally, they won't give me endorsements. They're told me that I need to raise more money in order to do that. But here's my thing. What if I do it without all of that?
Yeah.
What if when I flip this seat, when I make this possible, I am going to show and create a path that no one has ever seen before.
Ooh.
In a rural working state that they just redistricted.
Wow.
And David Hogg's not going to help me either, guys. I saw that. I love David, but he is not going to help me.
He ain't helping me. He's not helping me either. So, yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to help me because I am in a district with up against a 16-year incumbent. They just redistricted not only to disenfranchise black voters in Memphis, but I believe that they did this strategically to stop me because I was one of the only candidates who consistently continued running after May of 2024. And there's no way I'm not knocking on that door. So if you can, there are over 1,000 of you in here today. If you can donate $5.
Let's go.
Just $5. You're not only going to be helping a rural working class mom. 95% of my donations are small dollar donations. That's $200 or less. My average donation
how it should be
is $22 and some change.
Wow, Victoria. Let's go. That's good money right there. I like how you're getting it out of the mud, so to speak, because that's really what this is about. You got to be able to get it out the mud.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, guys, campaigns run on money. Until money is out of politics, campaigns run on money. But what are you're supporting? I work full time, so there's less money coming out of my campaign because I can't take campaign money and work at the same time. I have to do one or the other.
Yeah.
So go to the link in that place. Do the thing. You sign up, become a recurring donor. I have 21,000 followers, and every one of them signed up to become a recurring donor. I don't have to ask for another single donation this entire campaign cycle.
Wow.
That's how much money it would pull in.
Wow.
Just $5. That shows you what we, the people, can do.
Amen.
And when I'm elected, and I'm part of all these things, we can impeach, convict, remove the pedo in the White House.
Thank you.
Those Republicans need us. So do what you can do today. Know that I stand 10 toes down. And if you're sitting here and you're like, I don't know about this white woman. Good. Don't trust me. Go look at my content. I've got 3.5 years worth of content on this app.
Amen.
Go vet me.
Thank you.
I stand 10 toes down. No politician should come in here thinking that they just get your vote immediately. I want your support because I want to earn it.
Amen.
Because I am no different than the barista down the street. I'm just serving you legislation that protects your rights, protects human rights. And that is what we're going to do. I want you to trust me. I want you to get on Team Victoria.
Amen.
And let's flip this seat here in Tennessee because that is how we bring change. So donate today. You also get, I'm going to plug this, you get a handwritten thank you card when you send me a donation. I wrote over 5,000 in 2024. I've continued writing them. You get multiple if you continue donating. If you're a recurring donor, I send them periodically because this is what brings change. And when you do this, you know you're helping a working class mom.
Amen.
And better representation.
I love it. I love it. You completely destroyed Taurus, by the way, because once you started listing out all of your qualifications and your credentials and all the work you're putting in, she zipped her trap, and I appreciate you for that. All right, serious, thank you. And what was the website? Because a lot of people, if I upload the video or whatever, they might not know what the website is.
Okay, so you guys can go to Victoria4Tennessee.org or .com.
There you go.
Go check me out. See what my platform is about. I'm running on safety, affordability, freedom, and equity in 2026. Safety is your safety nets.
Thank you.
It's your community is being safe. It's making sure your jobs are safe. Affordability is your gas prices, your grocery prices, your housing costs, your subsidies so that your electricity bills aren't through the roof.
Bingo.
And freedom. I'm going to say it.
Thank you.
What good is freedom if you cannot afford it?
Thank you. W's in the chat for Victoria. Make sure you go ahead and follow her. All right.
Equity.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
For having me.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. All right. It's a pleasure, honestly, ladies and gentlemen. You see how important it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is what building community is about. You never know who you're going to interact with and what these folks are doing. Wonderful work. I mean, because you never know. Victoria, you're going to owe me once you get into position. Yeah, we're going to have to do a sit-down interview and stuff like that, create some content together. All right. So that's very important. All right. That's how you build community. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I definitely have gone well past my scheduled time slot. All right. Normally I'm in and out. All right. But you know what? I did want to hear from Brother Swervin before I get up out of here. And after that, I do got to bounce. Good morning, Brother Swervin. How are you doing?
Good morning to you, Zeus, and all the rest of you beautiful, tiny people living in my telephone.
Yes.
My friend, I will be as brief as I can because
we got about a good 5 minutes or so, and then I'm going to run. But a part of the thing is, I know you and DJ have a strange connection.
He don't want none of this.
But no, because he's been quiet today after we've surrendered, and so I wanted to get your opinion about that. Also, you can say what you need to say before we get up out of here. I'll be fair, but I wanted to make sure we send him straight to hell.
Well, I heard you earlier say DJ's been radio silent. I don't think radio silent is the word. I think we need to use the term silent as the grave at this point.
Thank you.
Because he ain't said nothing. Because I remember people like DJ.
Thank you.
And Dame and the Russian Bears sitting there. Obama loaded up a plane full of cash and just took it over there.
Yeah.
And he gave them all of our money. And then when we set them straight, said, no, he unfroze $1.8 billion of their own assets.
Yeah.
And return them back to them. 1.8 billion. And so that's why DJ is silent as the grave. Because even if it's just the first part of this, the 25 billion. Right?
Yeah.
Of unfreezing their assets and lifting sanctions. At least President Obama kept sanctions on them, right? To make sure they were capitulating to the agreement to where people could come in once a month and do the inspection. And then it's funny to me, Zeus, and this is how ignorant they are. Well, in 2019, the International Atomic Energy Commission came out with a report that said they had enriched uranium. So the JCPOA wasn't working. No, it was. Trump pulled us out of it in 2018, and you want to cite a report from 2019. When we broke the agreement, of course they started doing what they were doing. Of course they started, because we broke the agreement. Well, other countries were signed on to it also. They should. Why? We were the ones who broke it, which means the contract is null and void. What is wrong with y'all? They'll do anything to defend us. And that's why people like DJ are silent as the grave.
Thank you.
Thank you. The other thing I wanted to hit on, the 300 billion. Now, this 300 billion is supposed to be donated by the Gulf countries around the Persian Gulf and the Arabian Gulf, right?
Yeah.
They're the ones that are supposed to do this. But how do you sit here and actually tell another country that you have to contribute to the mess that we created and help them clean up their country? Have the other Gulf countries capitulated to this? Because I haven't heard a word out of any of them.
Nope.
And you know what's even weirder, Zeus? And Mag, I want you to listen to me very closely. I want you to listen very closely. Their GDP, the GDP of Iran, is roughly $303 to $307 billion. And our president just signed a deal to give them an additional $300 billion. So they're going to get 2 times the GDP. What do you think they're going to do with that money? They're going to rebuild their military because, we apparently decimated their entire military. Even though a drone took down an Apache helicopter a couple weeks ago, their entire military is completely decimated. All of this crap he said, none of it happened other than the unalignment of Iranians. And the fact Val was absolutely right. The first part says no threats. What does he do? Well, if they don't comply, we'll smack them right in the head. We'll drop one right in the middle of their head.
Wow.
Like he ain't gonna make it 60 days. We already know. Either he ain't gonna make it the 60 days or some. Well, never mind. I'm not gonna get on that.
I think we knew what you were about to do. Yeah, you're right.
The United States just gave them twice their GDP. So MAGA, you sat here and you cried and you screamed like the petulant little children you are, the snowflakes you are, about President Obama.
They did.
Yet you have nothing to say about this. Oh, well, they're not going to get a weapon of mass destruction, so we're all going to be safe. I got news for you, Cheeto face. They were never headed that way to begin with.
Yeah.
And when I got into the Navy back in 1991, Zeus, they were saying then that Iran was going to have one of these weapons of mass destruction. And I'm like, okay, what do we do about it? It's like, well, ain't nothing we can do about it. It's a sovereign country, blah, blah, blah. Then in 2000, I heard it again from BB Butthole Yehu. It just doesn't pan out.
Yeah.
But MAGA is going to be quiet as the grave.
Wow.
But I wasn't a MAGA Live last night. I was listening in where they were actually trying to defend it, talking about how much better of a deal it was because President Obama, and I didn't understand this at all. President
there he
Obama,
is right there, DJ. You finally got him to come out. Look at him. He said,
great story. Yeah. I know I'm telling a great story. I'm one of the greatest storytellers ever, DJ. And you know what? You're one of the greatest liars ever.
W story
in the history of this country.
That demon.
And if you want me to cook you again, DJ, I triple dog dare you to come up to this panel and defend this mess of a deal when Donald Trump just bent over to the Iranians and said, yes, daddy, please.
You don't want this, DJ. Stick to where you've been at, bro. Trust me, the heat is on over here. You do not want these problems. You don't want these problems.
Now, Zeus, the last thing I wanted to touch on real quick, because yesterday or the other day when you were having your technical difficulties, people couldn't really hear what I was saying. I wanted to say this about what Republicans constantly call entitlement programs. They say Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, SNAP benefits. These are all entitlement programs.
Yeah.
Right. So here's what I would say to Republicans and MAGA. You got dang right, they entitlement programs. And you know why I'm entitled to it? Because I've already paid for it. Just like you've paid for it. Just like everybody in this chat has paid for it.
Yeah.
We have paid for our Social Security.
Facts.
Nope. Nobody told the Bushes
to
go and borrow money against our Social Security program and not put it back. That would help make it insolvent.
Facts.
Nobody told them to do that. Medicare, Medicaid, we pay for it with our taxes. So you doggone right, I'm entitled to it. Men and women, especially our single mothers and single fathers, especially our single black mothers and single black fathers,
preach.
Who are out there working 2 jobs to make ends meet. When they are told that their SNAP benefits are only going to be worth $30 a week because they make $1.50 too much money. But then people like DJ will sit there and say, well, they're not entitled to that money. They are entitled to that money because they are paying for it through their taxes.
Thank you.
You freaking potatoes.
Thank you.
We are absolutely entitled to this stuff. So when I hear people like MAGA Mike Johnson talking about, we got to cut these entitlement benefits. We paid for those benefits. And now you have 2 Republicans in Congress or in the Senate right now who are writing a bill to take another $10 billion away from the VA over the next 5 years. And people like DJ will sit there and go, no, I absolutely love our veterans. I care about our veterans. And my great uncle was a veteran. My niece was a veteran. My wife's second cousin, twice removed, had a friend who came home from Vietnam and was a mechanic. I absolutely love. No, you don't. don't you ever look a veteran in the face and say thank you for your service when you voted to directly harm each and every single one of us.
Thank you.
Don't ever do it. And DJ, as far as I'm concerned, you can go eat a whole sack of Richards because you cannot defend this deal. And if you want me to cook you again, you know what? I gotta go. I gotta do something for Mom this morning.
Fridays are DJ Cook Day or whoever the demon is. Friday is when we have. I consider it like a sacrifice or something where we get one to get up here and we just do what we need to do. But other than that, I need him to stew in this madness. All right.
I'll get on my goatskin leggings and my skull helmet.
I gotta remove you.
All right. I see it.
All right. Okay. The live got restricted. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That tells me time's up. All right. We've done a lot of cooking and booking. I want to say, number one, thank you honestly to each and every single one of you for tuning in today and being a part of this amazing experience, destroying all of Donald Trump's lies around this ridiculous surrender deal he made with Iran. We've made MAGA retreat once again. All right. You deserve a huge round of applause. All right. Thank you to all of the subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists. All right. Because honestly, without you, this show wouldn't be possible. I mean, it was a blessing I was able to go to the store and get an updated machine. All right. Really. And also just the fact that, we're going to have so many other things happening, I could tell you something, but I'm not going to share it with you just yet. All right. But more to come. But on a serious note, I got to give one round of booze and shame, and I can do it now because the show is over. They don't want me to do the Lake of Fire on TikTok, but we got to do it today. How many of you believe I should send Donald Trump straight to hell this morning for signing the worst deal in human history? And DJ too, because that's his daddy. And every other Trump supporter, Taurus too. Maybe we should just send them all to hell for this ridiculous MOU. All right, fair enough. Ladies and gentlemen, I haven't done it on this machine yet, but I'll do it. And I'll risk it, maybe. This is for all of you Trump supporters that cry when we say black people deserve reparations. Oh, you couldn't imagine giving a black person a crying dime and then you turned around and gave Iran $300 billion because your daddy told you it was the best deal on earth. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending these liars, hypocrites, and fake Christians where they truly, truly belong, straight to hell. Silence, you MAGA demons, W Zeus, ladies and gentlemen. I got to get up out of here. All right, TikTok for educational purposes only. All right, seriously, you all have been wonderful. And once again, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, we are officially, we are officially out of here. Let's see, what do we got this morning, ladies and gentlemen? All right. Oh, yes, thank you. W's in the chat. Oh, my gosh. July love. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we are out of here.
What about Biden?
What about Biden?
Yeah. What about Biden?
Uh-oh. Hey, W Heaven.
What about Biden? Stole the whole election night. Read the votes dead tonight. Yeah.
July love, Heaven, Big Duck. I see you, champ.
Millions crossing drugs porn. Where we begin.
Big Fred, let's go forever. Wow, it's happening so fast, Scorpio. Heaven.
Left them behind.
Hey.
13 soldiers gone. Joe acting blind.
You two have a great rest of your morning. It's been lovely, honestly.
What about Biden?
Yeah, what about Biden?
Yeah, what about Biden?
Thank you. W's in the chat for Cindy. W's in the chat for Rick. W Obama.
Up in the White House, call him Sleepy Joe, cognitive decline. Everybody knows stumbling words, just can't finish a sentence. Pumping on strings, who pulling the leverage?
Hunter's laptop. Thank you. Queen Flea. Tinkerbell.
Family getting pain, influence pedal while we out here struggling, pockets unsettled. Weaponized OJ, FBI raids. Mar-a-Lago storm, but Hunter gets praised. January 6th, locking up brands, but Joe specified docs
in his garage, man. Come on, you know that part.
Energy weak, depending on foes, gas foes.
Closing the stream, yep.
Soft on the streets, defund the police. Chaos
You know they always say, what about Joe Biden? W, Marissa. DJ took a behind whooping today. Seriously. You got mad at swerving. Sarah! Appreciate it. 13 soldiers gone. Remember that? Don't say anything when Donald Trump does anything. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. DJ took it from behind. W, powerful. Let's go. All right. Miss Lady, yes, swerve is the truth. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We are out of here. Have a great rest of your morning. Please continue to stand up against this injustice going on here in the United States.